Hi, my name is Dr. Sharon Livingston. Most people know me as Dr. Sharon. So how did you come to Renew? How did you come to Dr. Lisa? How did that all happen?
Well, initially, my girlfriend lives down the street from here. Mm-hmm. And I have someone in California that I went to a couple of times, for Botox, a little filler or something. And my husband is always looking for something for a gift. And I have the hardest time deciding, what do I want? What do I want? So now I just use I want a little filler or I want some Botox. It's an easy gift. So we're primarily here most of the year now because my stepson's going to school here. Uh-huh. So I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, do you know anywhere? Because I don't know the area really well. Mm-hmm. And she said, oh yeah. She said, there's Dr. Lisa lives down the street from me. She's got Renew Medispa. So she gave me the name, and I called, made the appointment.
So it was because of your friend who knew?
Yeah, she recommended it. Called, went on the website, and was looking at everything, and I was like, oh my God, this place sounds great. My husband and I were going through everything on the website, all the different things that they offered, and initially I went in for Botox.
What things on the website caught your eye?
Oh, all the things that she offered, and the new things that I didn't see from different med spas. You always see the filler, you see the Botox, the Juvederm, the Restylane, all those different things. The microneedling you see a lot now, but I saw O-Shot, and that caught my eye, and my husband's too, and we were like, well, what's that? Uh-huh. So then we started reading more about it and all the other different new stuff that she does there, and we were like, oh, well, we'll go for the Botox and we'll ask questions while we're there. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did.
And what happened?
So I had been having issues. I went through menopause early. Been having issues with vaginal dryness, very, very painful sex. To the point that the first time that it really hit, it felt like I was on fire. I thought there was something really wrong. Went to my OBGYN, they were like, oh no, your vagina's just very thin now, and that's what's causing the pain. And I was like, that's normal? So I was like, oh, I got to figure something out. I've been doing the hormone replacement therapy. I ended up having to do 3 different times. I had done the vaginal suppositories with estrogen. First time it lasted about a month. Second time about 3 weeks or so. And the last time was 1 week. And it's like 2 weeks of doing the suppositories to have 1 week of no pain. Wow. It just wasn't worth it. Mm-hmm. I figured there had to be something else. And if there wasn't, I was kind of at my wit's end type of thing. It made me very depressed. Mm-hmm. My husband and I had only been married, it'll be 10 years this year, and this has been 4 years of issues.
Oh my God, what did you do during those 4 years?
Thank God he's very patient. Uh-huh. We tried all the stuff with the hormone replacement, and then unfortunately, besides the painful issues, it was lack of desire. I had lost that, which made me very depressed.
Oh my goodness.
And feeling very, like he's not going to want to be with me anymore if I can't get this straightened out, which he's very good. He was like, oh no, that's not the case. It's frustrating. He would admit that, but he understood how much it bothered me. It wasn't like, how someone would be like, oh, I could care less if I ever have sex again. That wasn't the case. He knows that I desperately wanted to be back to normal.
Right.
Because that was never an issue for us.
Right.
And with that going on, I also felt very, what's the best word for it? Numb, I think. Was probably
like numb physically, numb emotionally, which way?
Both.
Wow.
Both. It was like I was just numb to a lot of things. I wasn't as emotional. he could be right next to me, cuddling up to me, and I should be feeling, oh God, this is so nice to have him just all cuddled up with me, because I love that. And I
Ordinarily.
and I just wouldn't feel anything. It scared me, because all I could think of is, I'm not going to be married like much longer if this continues, because who can put up with that?
It's like you lost your liveliness.
Yeah. And it made me really sad and sometimes angry.
I've heard that from a lot of women. As you know, I do marketing research for pharmaceutical companies of all kinds, and I've done a lot of work on HRT and hormone replacement therapy, and the way women talk about it sounds just like what you're saying. So I'm not surprised to hear it.
Yeah.
And I've had my own issues, right? So
Sure.
so what happened? So tell us what happened.
So when we were getting the Botox done, we were asking her questions about what's this O shot, what's a ThermiVa, what's the benefit of the both of them, and it's really funny because my husband would pay for anything at this point if it would help me.
Aw.
So he was like, if you want to do this, we'll do this. He said he thought it sounded great, and I told him I'll try anything at this point. I don't even care what it is. I'll do it. I'll try it. And it's funny, I went to my OBGYN and mentioned it because she's the one who's prescribing the suppositories. And I said to her, she does this O shot, and have you heard of it? And she was like, don't do that. Typical regular doctor, stay away from that stuff.
Why?
Because you just don't know, I don't want you doing anything like that. What if, don't take that chance. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, don't worry, I won't do that. Made the appointment the next day. It was one of those things where I'm like, I love you. I listen to your opinion mostly, but I think you're wrong on this. It's natural. Think about it. It's your own.
It's your own plasma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can it be bad? That's at least what I felt. So we set up the first appointment, and we did the O shot and ThermiVa.
At the same time?
At the same time, the first one.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm.
And then 2 follow-ups with the ThermiVa.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell people how it works from your point of view.
So, I was really well informed because we asked all the questions ahead of time. Dr. Lisa was really great at explaining everything. And I went into it planning on, if it's the most uncomfortable, painful thing in the world, I don't even care. If it gives me any good results, that would make me happy.
So for people who don't know, and you said you tell your friends about this, what's the O shot and what's the ThermiVa? Describe each process from your point of view.
So when we went in and they draw the blood, spin it, they take the PRP, and that's what they're going to re-inject.
So PRP is
the platelet-rich
plasma. Yeah. Good for you.
I always mess that up.
So they extract the platelet-rich plasma from your blood, and then what do?
And then they're going to re-inject it.
You ready, Traci? Okay. So, like before, you may experience some pressure, maybe a slight burning, but you shouldn't feel anything sharp, okay?
Okay. So she re-injected it like right at the top of your vagina, and then in your clitoris. That was a little burny, but for the most part, it wasn't that uncomfortable at all. I mean, she puts a numbing cream and stuff.
Lidocaine works pretty well, huh?
Yeah, definitely. For the most part, I would have expected it to be a lot more painful. You think of a needle going in either spot, and it's like, oh, I would have done it. I'll do it 10 times over. I don't care to get the results.
Result.
Yeah.
Good for you.
One thing I thought was so interesting is when I first started doing PRP injection, I thought, oh, women are going to line up for this. So many women need this, right? All the men.
Really?
I was doing P-shot, 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 P-shot. But that's all I had for a long time. And then once we had the ThermiVa, it was almost like the whole thing came together. And now it's like, oh, okay, now it's way more
Right.
O shots.
And then what about the ThermiVa? Tell people what that is.
It's a small wand, and they're going back and forth with the wand, all different areas inside the vagina and on the outside.
What was that experience like with the ThermiVa?
Well, it's funny because I'm always cold, so it was warm. Warm is a good thing. So it wasn't too hot where it was uncomfortable. And she had explained the machine turns off if it gets
Too hot.
starts to get too hot. But if it's uncomfortable at any point, just to let her know, and she'd adjust whatever way she needed to. She makes you feel very comfortable. So I was just kind of relaxed. You know, it wasn't uncomfortable. I had a little bit of spotting after from the one inside, but nothing major. And then that stopped. And it's really funny because the first time having sex after having the procedure, I never in my life had an orgasm vaginally. First time.
Wow.
Right off the bat.
Oh my God.
And I thought, my husband was like,
What was that?
he was like, whoa. He's like, this is great. But it was amazing because it's always had to be oral to get there, and this wasn't even much going on, and all of a sudden, bang, right away.
Wow.
So that was amazing.
Wow. And did you like use a lubricant, or what did you do?
Yeah, I had that's one of my other problems. I had so dry, always had to use a lubricant, or it literally felt like his penis had sandpaper on it.
Aw.
So it was just rough and hurt all the time. And it was funny, right off the bat, it wasn't that uncomfortable. It still was uncomfortable, but not as uncomfortable as previously. And then each week after that, it seemed better and better. And then after the second ThermiVa, it got way better. And then it got, after the last one, the third one, it was funny because it was like all of a sudden it was like my vagina is 20 years ago. It was amazing. Nothing hurt anymore. I didn't even need lubricant anymore. I was getting wet on my own. I had the desire back. And I have to say I was like finally horny again. It wasn't just having some desire back. It was, now I was like thinking about it a lot. Things that
Like,
I was
honey,
really numb with.
When are you coming home?
It's like, what are you doing tonight? What time are we going to bed? Having kids in the house. We do have a 12-year-old. My daughter's 23. I don't worry about her, but yeah, it was great. It like brought my life back. My depression started to get better because I didn't feel so inadequate anymore.
So how has it changed you in terms of your mood, in terms of how you feel about yourself, in terms of how your day goes or your night goes? What's new? What's different since that?
Well, I'm much happier. I have depression anyway. So that made me way worse. I was sad a lot. I worried a lot because my husband's only human. Doesn't matter how much he loves me. Eventually, if there's nothing there and no desire there, he's going to be looking somewhere else. I mean, he didn't want to, but I mean, I almost would have pushed him to go look somewhere else.
Aww.
Because I don't want him to not have that. We had a great sexual relationship. I didn't want to have to be there and be so dead. Like with what happened with me, you get so dead that, except for the fact that, I mean, I'll be married 10 years this year. So I think someone who's married like 28 years is just more like, oh, whatever. Where I was like, oh no, this can't happen.
Yeah,
you know, it made me a little more nervous, even though I physically, like, and mentally was so numb and dead that it was like, I can see how people get into that, oh, I just don't care anymore. And I'm like, how can you not care? because that's all I felt like. I felt like I was just so dead, because I didn't feel like a woman anymore. I felt like almost like a machine in a way, because you're doing your daily everything.
Yeah.
You're doing the laundry, you're cooking dinner, you're taking care of the kids, you're running errands, all the stuff that should be fun. I try to go out with your friends. I wasn't even happy out with my friends. I didn't call a lot of my friends as much. I started to be a little more distant to everybody because of it.
Okay, so here is Traci pre-Thermi-O. Here is Traci post-Thermi-O. Tell me about both of them.
So pre-Thermi-O, I was really miserable and just not enjoying anything. Get the chance to go out to a really nice dinner, and dinner was great, but it used to always be when we had the chance to go to a really nice dinner, you get home, nice romantic evening, you have great sex that night, and it was almost like I would dread the thought because I know it's going to hurt. And it's so funny because I know he tried not to initiate a lot, but at the same time, it's like I felt like I had to take one for the team because I can't not.
Right.
And he didn't want to at certain points, and I'd still try to push it because it's like, no, I really want to, because I wanted to,
Yeah.
but it wasn't enjoyable, and it just didn't feel like much. And now, oh my God, I feel like back before we even got married. It's great. I feel like my vagina is 20 years old, and I even asked him, like, does it feel different? And he said it does.
What does he say?
He said that it feels like more billowy, like it used to. He said there definitely was a difference.
And in terms of how you feel in the world?
Oh, much happier. I mean, this weather right now usually kills me, and it's affected me a bit. I have some down days, but
well, 18 inches of snow can,
yeah, can tend to do that. 5 hours with the snowblower, yeah. But no, and for the most part, I'm really feel back to normal. I just felt so abnormal. And now I feel like I'm back to normal. I feel like I, can do a lot of stuff that I couldn't before.
So, we've become friends now. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, are you kidding? Oh my God. Like I said, I'd do it 10 times over. Whether you're having a problem or not, it's only going to make it better. Amazing. And it's funny because after the first one, there was a difference, but it was over the course of the 3 that really made the huge. After that last one, it was like all of a sudden a week after that, it was amazing. Everything was like different. And it makes me happy. I tell people to do it just to make them happy. Plus, I know a lot of people that have gone through the change that they have, like friends and friends of friends, they could care less if they have sex. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, you used to love having sex with your husband. They're like, oh, I don't even care. And I think that's crazy.
Right.
Because that's where there's going to be problems. Even if normally in the relationship there wouldn't be, you got, like my husband and I are best friends. We tell each other everything, whether we're going to like it or not. We don't fight very much. We'll have some disagreements or whatever, but we don't fight. And I know before I was really sensitive when everything was going on, and I'd get a little snappy. And not anymore. Everything's kind of chilled out, and I feel back to a normal state. And I tell everybody. I have friends that wouldn't talk about what's going on, and just in case they have it going on, I tell them. Clients, I did hair for a number of years. I still have a handful of clients I do on the side, and most of them are my age. Some of them are a little older, and I tell all of them. I'm like, oh, you gotta
do this.
You gotta do this. This is amazing. I tell everybody about Dr. Lisa's spa, that's where they need to go. When I was there last week, and there was a woman that was sitting there waiting. She drives all the way from Marblehead to New Hampshire. I'm just in Lowell. I'm not as far, but I was like, you go, girl, because I would drive just as far too.
She's fantastic. You know, I live in New York City now, and anything that I do, I come up here. I think she's phenomenal.
She is. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's really great is she's, you know, when you ask her a question and like we told her, what's your opinion? You know, what do you think? What should I do? Even when it came to the Botox, should I be doing the Botox? You know, what do I need?
Right.
Because she's really honest and tells you exactly
She knows her
what she feels. And yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing.
I think Lisa is amazing. I met her when even before, I moved up here in 2003 and I needed an internal medicine doctor. And it was before she started specializing in all the anti-aging, you know, non-surgical procedures.
Right.
And so I loved her immediately. I mean, she was just like such a good soul and
Yes.
very helpful, right?
Yeah.
And she has done such an incredible job of staying like at the cutting edge of all this non-surgical stuff. Like she really knows what's there. I come all the way from New York to see her, and you know, you're not gonna believe this. My next door neighbor is one of the world-class anti-aging non-surgical doctors in the world. He's in the New York Times all the time.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yep.
Like he has like an editorial page and everything. But I come to see Lisa because I totally trust her. She tries everything on herself unless she absolutely cannot because it's not, you know, appropriate for her.
Right.
Because she wants to know how it feels. She wants to know what her patients are going to experience. And, you know, I held back saying anything until like you told your story. But she's amazing. And, you know, if it's new and it's right, she's on it. She's always the leading edge in New Hampshire and this whole, you know, tri-state area.
Right.
Or four-state area, what do you call that? So,
No, and that's one of the things that I loved about her, because like my husband and I would joke all the time, like, oh my God, I'm going to need a facelift soon. After meeting her, I'm like, there's all this non-surgical stuff
there's great stuff she
that
can
I can do.
Yeah.
Because my big fear was, you know, you don't want to end up looking like I love Joan Rivers.
Exactly.
Met her, love her.
I do too. Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to look like her.
You don't want to look plastic.
No.
No, and she's great, but she looked plastic.
And after going through the change early and a lot of stress that was in my life, my skin just seemed to get so like thin, dry, saggy, crepey. And all I could think, and I seemed like 50,000 wrinkles on my face.
Right.
And
I get it.
yeah. And I used to think to myself, oh my God, how old can I do like a facelift and not have to worry about looking scary because I'm going to need another one at a certain point. And I really, being out in LA a lot, I see a lot of people that do way too much plastic surgery.
Right.
And
You
that's
can
what
tell. When you can tell, you know you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to look like.
Right.
I always want to look natural. I don't want to look 20 when I'm 70.
Oh, I do.
I believe it or not, I really don't want to look 20. I want to look age appropriate, but I want to look young for my age.
You want to look gorgeous. You
Yeah.
want to look, and you are gorgeous to begin with. So you want to look really beautiful, no matter what your age is.
Right.
And feel
Right.
vital.
Right, exactly. And this whole thing for me initially was, you know, you do the little Botox. I was doing some here, some through here. But especially for this,
Right.
I had the worst furrowing ever. So that was initially why I went there. And then to get all this other information and find out that, oh my God, you can help me? This will help? I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. And so
thank you.
tomorrow morning, we're doing the ThermiO, the O shot.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Exciting.
Looking forward to it.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.